back to another YouTube video here today. And today we are going over my brand new Infinite Crit Cache build. We made an Infinite Crit Cache build a while back, and I haven't updated it since the UVH7 update. And since they've changed Gloam, we're not necessarily needing Gloam on this, but it is it's a nice thing, and we're not spec'd into it at all, but we are using the class mod for it. So, and we are going to go over the guns we're using. So we're using the Shalaska. This is really good. You can use any elemental high pellet gun too, because we are using nothing lead beats except for the River Bod. River Bod doesn't seem to work too well here, particularly, but the AC May works really well. So we're mostly using the Shalaska. This is really good. We're using the crit knife so we can get guaranteed crits. You don't really need the crit knife here, but here is really nice. Then we're using a fire rate and enrage rook hit, so the enrage is really nice here. And then we're using the pounder head ringer going with toralizing parts, getting 25% damage, 100% damage radius. This one has gun damage, pistol damage, and pistol splash radius. So this is really nice. Then we're using the triple amp guardian angel. Now, someone in my comments down mentioned the triple honey badger does reduce the self damage dealt. Now, I did try this out personally. I did not notice a big difference with the less self damage dealt. It didn't make too big of a difference, so I have decided to stay with the guardian triple amp guardian angel for the build overall for the most damage. And then for the class mod, now you're going to be looking for a little bit of a weird role for this build. I'm going to say it's a little bit of a weird role. You're going to be looking for 1 into dealer's buff, 5 in from the golden to glow. Going to look for 1 into dusty trail. Now the reason we are looking for 1 into dealer's buff is so we can spam our action skill all the times, and 1 into dusty trail so we can reproc our gloam really easily. Then we're using 3 Deadeyes, so you get more gun critical hit damage, and every critical hit grants 50% more critical damage up to maximum stacks of 5. And then we're using airstrike, so you get more splash radius and more splash damage for the Shalaska. This is really good for the Shalaska. More radius, the better. And then for the skill tree, we're using 5 in unleash, so you get 20% more fire rate, which is really good. 5 in your huckleberry, so you get 20% more critical hit damage, which is nice. 5 in high hand, you get bonus fire damage up to your fire rate. Now you get this is really nice for the Shalaska. This gives you bonus fire damage for Shalaska. And then we're using 5 in lawless. This gives you up to 45% more kinetic damage, which is good. And then you get your chuck full of nitro, deals bonus kinetic damage from ordnance and gear. Now this is mostly good down the tree, but this is nice. And then we get War Wagon. Whenever cash deals kinetic damage to an enemy, it gives a chance to refill that ammo, and you restore his ammo, which is really good. And then we're using nothing like beats. When we're using our AC maze, we're using elemental, so we can convert our elemental damage to kinetic damage, so we do way more damage. And then for the blue tree, we're using 1 in insurance, so it's really easy fortune stacks, and 1 in alchemy, so we have even more fortune stacks gains. And then we're using 5 in charm blazage, so you get 50% more skill damage. 5 in luck be robot, so you get more action skill cooldown rate, which is really good on this build. 5 in fortuna, so you get 20% more elemental effect chance and 20% more elemental effect damage, and more windfall chance up to 4 fortune stack. And then we get 20% damage dealt. They're using 1 and can't stop winning, so you get guaranteed windfall. 4 in turn of fate, so you get lifesteal of the damage dealt. 5 into curse bones, whenever cash deals action skill damage to an enemy, he becomes jinx. When an enemy takes increased damage from all sources, deal increased damage. This is really good, so this gives you more lifesteal. And then 5 in tormented, so you get 20% more critical damage and an additional critical hit damage against more jinx enemies, so 30% more crit. And then we're using 1 in call. Now this is what gives us infinite crit. Whenever cash activates his action skill, he and his bone totems automatically critically hit jinx enemies. And now for the specializations, we're using the bullets that scared of me, the best defense, riddle you this, and we're using groundbreaker, so we can use some groundbreaker stuff. Now when you're using groundbreaker with this build, since we are using up the hot hand, since we are using hot hand with this build, and that basically means you're going to be doing fire damage onto your melee, so like we do I don't know if we're actually gonna hit him with the melee from the distance, but we do actually hit him. And so you did 108 million melee damage there, and then you got a bonus of 23.5 million bonus fire damage on that melee, which is really good. Hope you guys enjoy this update on Infinite Crit Crash, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Have a good one, guys.